Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be getting ready together. We're going to do a fall inspired look. We have some fall makeup. I also did run over to Ulta, so we have a few new makeup products to try. Well, new makeup to me. I literally just picked them up and wanted to try them for this video. Feeling the fall vibes today. I was feeling fall vibes with the shirt, with the makeup. We did actually some eyeshadow today, which I feel like you can barely see, but if you guys want to hang out with me and get ready with me, just keep watching. So we're going to start off with Skin Prep, the Bioma, what is this called? The Hydrating Milky Toner. I've actually mentioned this before in one of my other videos, and this is supposed to be a dupe for the Rhode Beauty, what is it called? The Skin Milk. It literally is just like a super hydrating toner. I went through a phase, wanted was to put like milky hydrating toners on my face, and then for some reason I stopped using this. I'm not sure why. I hate the orange and purple combination. You could have done so many different colors rather than orange and purple. And I feel like if you guys were to see my setup right now, everything is cute, pink, beige, gold, like everything is just super cute and girly. And then you have this. I've not tried the Rhode toner, so I can't tell you how they compare, but I have seen lots of videos of people who do have both, and they say it's literally exactly the same, and you can get this at Ulta. So it's super readily available, and it's on the drugstore side. And Bioma has really, really good ingredients. And now, because my skin is deathly pale compared to the rest of my body, because I did self-tan last night, we're gonna go in with this Costa sunscreen. This is the Dream Beam Sunlit. I use this very often. The color is kind of intense, I'm not gonna lie, and sometimes it does get a little bit patchy, but I'm actually hoping with the help from the hydrating toner that we just put on, that maybe it won't be as patchy. I do love the texture of this. It's like super silky and luxurious feeling. I feel like you guys already know with these bronzy sort of products, they do tend to get a little bit patchy. I'm not sure what it is, like that's in these products, if it's too much bronzer and then not enough like base. So me, I would never really wear the tinted version of a sunscreen if I wasn't wearing makeup. I feel like adding that Bioma toner first really kind of added obviously a layer of hydration and kind of leveled out the playing field. And it looks really good. We're gonna go in with this new Miracle Eye Cream. If you guys remember, I actually asked you to leave in the comments below, is this a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, or is it a dupe for the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base? Because I feel like it could be for either one. Anyways, I have the eye cream version and I used it for the first time yesterday, and it's actually really nice. It's super luxurious. You guys can see it's a little bit of a thicker formula, but once it goes on your under eyes, it kind of just melts in and it's not too much. I didn't notice that my concealer creased, which is really important, because if you guys know, if you use an eye cream that's a little bit too thick, although it'll make your concealer go on creamier in the beginning, throughout the day, the eye cream mixed with the concealer and the powder, it does kind of tend to crease. Okay, and since I have one little shoulder out, I think I'm gonna go in with this CoverGirl Skin Enhancer Luminizer. So I think this is supposed to be like the e.l.f. Halo Glow, just CoverGirl. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this on a fluffy brush, like literally a tiny bit, and kind of just go over my collarbone and my little shoulder that's showing. So that way, whenever the light catches it, it's super beautiful and shiny. This is really pretty. I have yet to use this on my face, but the formula, it was backwards, but the formula of this is actually really pretty. I think it would be beautiful if I wasn't wearing makeup and I just wanted my skin to look super glowy, but I didn't want to have all of my skincare products like soak in, you know what I mean? Like I don't have the time for that. This is a good product for that. And so far, I put like 3 layers on, and it almost feels powdery, not in a bad way, but it feels like it kind of just dried down. I did go to Ulta and grab a few new products, so we will be trying some of those today. The first one that we're gonna try is actually a sponge that I tried yesterday. It's a microfiber sponge from Real Techniques. I know, it's so crazy that I'm even like dabbling into sponges because it's like not my thing at all. Let's just start by putting Halo Glow on like the high points of my face, even though I'm already super glowy. A little bit of the Maybelline Superstay. This stuff is pretty pigmented, so I don't know if you guys can see, I literally did 2 or tiny drops like in between where the e.l.f. Halo Glow is. This is in the shade 120. We are gonna go in with this sponge, which I actually do not like at all, but it's new and I bought it. So we're gonna try it out. So this is the Real Techniques, what is it called? The Miracle Powder Sponge. So you're supposed to be able to use it. What? Why did that just click to me? The Miracle Powder Sponge. So are you supposed to use this with powders? Is that why I don't like it? So the texture of this sponge feels dry. Like it's fully damp. It is expanded as much as it can be expanded with water, and it still feels dry. I do not like that. Like if I wanted to use a dry sponge, I would just use a dry sponge. Why did I have to get up, wet this, and it still feels dry? To force myself to use other sponges and find like what my favorite texture is. But the color of it when I'm doing my videos, I'm like, oh, it's fine. And then I also love, it's fine, but like it's not the best. Like I would love like a cute baby pink one, or I don't know, yeah, like a baby pink. That's literally why I got this, because it's so cute. I feel like makeup is so fun, and it's also such a process that I love everything about everything. Like the packaging, just look how cute this is. This is sitting right in front of me. You see how like these two things just match and they look so cute, and it just makes me happy looking at them. All my cute pink stuff, everything just kind of matches on my vanity. And then we have just like a red sponge, you know what I mean? And then we have like this Bioma toner. Anyways, my skin is looking very glowy. Borderlining, too glowy. The toner plus the sunscreen plus the Halo Glow maybe was a little bit too much. I do not have any new concealers to try. I actually went into Ulta to get the Hourglass concealer. I mentioned that in my other video that I was like super excited to try that. I also usually never put concealer down here, but I felt like my face was just looking super bronzy. So I'm like, let me correct that first before. Originally went into Ulta because I wanted to get the Hourglass concealer, but the specific Ulta that I went to did not carry Hourglass. Of course they didn't. So I was looking around and I was like, okay, should I get the Fenty, what is it called? The Fenty, like the long wear hydrating concealer. And I was like, no, because you know why? Because I just know it's going to be good. I know the Fenty one is going to be so good, but for some reason, it doesn't intrigue me. Like the Hourglass concealer intrigues me, but the Fenty one just seems like such a safe option. And I'm like, I don't want safe, I want fun. I also really want to try out the House Labs concealer, but I'm just such an Ulta girl. To get me to Sephora, it's like, has to be a special occasion. I rarely feel the need to go to Sephora, unless it's for like House Labs, One Size, Makeup by Mario. Actually, yeah, there's a lot of good brands at Sephora. We need One Size at Ulta, and I bet it's gonna happen. I feel like Patrick is so good at getting himself in places and marketing. I for sure can see One Size at Ulta. I think it would do really good too. I have his mini size with me always because every time I travel, that's what I take with me. Because usually when I travel, I don't have a lot of time to correct my makeup or touch up as much as I would like to. Like when I'm at home, I feel like I always have time to kind of touch up my makeup. But when I'm traveling or on vacation, most of the days are filled with like fun activities and we're outside. So I'd like to have a really strong hold setting spray, like One Size. We're going to go in with the melting, bronzing, and sculpting stick. I feel like the name of that has too many ings. Melting, bronzing, sculpting. They could have done better with the name. Do better. Anywho, very intense. It's very pigmented. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it literally, okay. That's looking like a line on my face, but that's okay. I feel like they do blend really nicely. Like they are super creamy. I reviewed these on my channel. I just hate, I feel like I'm being so negative. I'm not being negative. I'm just telling the truth. I do not like the smell of these. They smell like, ooh, ew. They smell like Tootsie Pops. Everybody was saying they smell like orange chocolate. No, this does not smell like orange chocolate. It smells like Tootsie Rolls. Ew, 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 ew. I do not like Tootsie Rolls. Do you guys? No, but Tootsie Rolls and Smarties and Peeps, I feel like are all kind of the same thing. I don't know how to describe it, but if you like those, you're a very special type of person. Okay, I'm putting this on my nose. I'm putting this on my nose like it's my Morphe bronzer, and it's not. This is probably gonna be way too intense on my nose. Look at that. They're so pigmented. What shade is this in? I think I said chocolate souffle. Ooh. Oh, you guys, do you see what I'm saying? Okay. You know what I feel like this would be really good for, like on the nose, if you were doing TV or, you know, like anything on camera, which I'm on camera technically. This, Yeah. Okay, let's fix this. We need to go back down the center with our concealer and across the tip. Do you remember when everybody was doing like reverse contour and they would basically just put a whole bunch of bronzer and blush on their nose and then they would go down the center with a concealer? I feel like that's basically what I just did. With my nose contour in general, what I tend to do is tell myself it could look a little bit, I would say it could look 20% more intense than you'd want it to, because once you go in with powders really blur and kind of just like literally blur the lines of the bronzer and like the harshness. So it will kind of tone it down. Now you don't want to be too intense. Well, this is actually looking really good. Remember, like 10 minutes ago, I was like, ooh, we're looking a little too glowy. I feel like it kind of toned it down a little bit. Definitely the concealer toned it down. Now we just need to go in with blush. We are gonna go in with these Morphe Hot Shot blushes. I haven't used these in a while, so I feel like it would be fun, which is Natural Heat. So pigmented, you need like the smallest amount. I think I'm gonna mix in a little bit of That Girl. Our Morphe brush. This is the M201 Cream and Liquid Blush brush. I love this. When I first tried it out, I was like, like it's fine. But the more I started using it, let's take a little bit more pink. You know what I feel like right now? Bob Ross. Ooh, does this look pretty? I think I mentioned to you guys I'm kind of struggling with my blush placement. Actually, there's always something that I'm struggling with my makeup. If it's not my brows, then it's my blush placement. If it's not that, then it's shade matching. I feel like it's kind of just, makeup is always ever evolving, and you can never think that you've learned it all. And if you do, I feel like that's kind of when your makeup routine becomes stagnant. And it happens to me all the time. I just get comfortable in my makeup routine. I don't switch it up. And then I will find a few beauty influencers that really inspire me. I'll look at their makeup technique and then try to emulate it on my face. Anywho, I think that this looks beautiful, and I've always loved these blushes. I just, you know, there's so many different blushes out there. I think after we set our face though, we are gonna go in with the Patrick Ta Not Too Much blush, because this is the Huda Beauty powder. We're gonna go in with the shade Cupcake. And I don't know if you guys can see, but Cupcake has a little bit more of a skin tone sort of color. So it's not going to brighten my under eyes, which is what I want right now. Might be a little bit too harsh. Ooh, I love the scent. So when I went to Ulta, I also picked up this new NYX Buttermelt bronzer. It's actually not new. Not sure why I said that. I have tried the blushes before, but I've never tried the bronzer. So this one is in the shade Deserve Butter. So cute. I actually used it yesterday. And it does smell so good. I'm gonna go in with the Ofra Pro 27 brush. I cannot remember if these are pigmented, but I do think they are. So I tried the blushes over on TikTok, and I think I tried them on here too. I think they're really pretty formula. I just don't like matte blushes. So for that reason, they like weren't my favorite. But everybody seems to love these bronzers. Okay, I'm going overboard with the bronzer, which is like a random fluffy brush. It's from Morphe. It's from the Rose Gold collection. They probably do not sell it anymore. Is Morphe even being sold? I used to work at Morphe, so when I heard they were shutting down all the stores, I'm like, wow, that's really sad. And I honestly feel like the way they went about it was kind of shady too. I feel like they kind of just let everybody go, which is even more wild because if you guys know, you know, everybody from MAC was getting poached from people at Morphe. So like people at Morphe, when they first started opening up all their stores, they obviously needed employees and they wanted well-trained employees that were knowledgeable about makeup. And who better than go to MAC? MAC employees, they're trained so well. Like, I don't know, that's the best training I've ever had, the most knowledgeable I've ever felt at a job, super secure. So they would go over there and they'd be like, okay, how much are you getting paid? We'll pay you X amount more. And I'm not gonna lie, I fell for it. Got me, and I went to Morphe. Brows are on. Today we actually went in with the Dominique Brow Blowout Shaping Gel. I think I tried this 1 or 2 times before and I wasn't the biggest fan, but actually for today I really liked it. It's a little bit more of a waxy formula. It's not gonna keep your brows up all day long, I'm gonna be honest with you, but it does give some sort of grip. So if you guys have very fine brows, just like fine brow hair, this is really nice to add a little bit of texture without adding the color. The only shadow I have on my eyelid is actually the butter bronzer that we did with the rest of our face. And I actually went in with this Too Faced palette. I feel like this is so fall vibes and it smells like apple cider, I think. It's called the Too Faced Appley in Love limited edition palette. I'm not sure if they still sell this anymore. I think they do. This is what the color scheme looks like. It's a little all over the place. You know what I mean? I get what they're going for. It's definitely like fall apple vibes for sure. But I just went in with these 2 darker shades right here and kind of created a eyeliner. I always create my eyeliner with eyeshadow. I feel like it's so much easier. Here's what the shadows are looking like up close. They're really pretty. These shimmer shadows are beautiful. Too Faced eyeshadow formula is actually really nice. And that shade right there, Sparkling Cider, is like calling my name. I cannot stand waiting for mascara to dry. So anytime I can do it really quick and then move to another step in my makeup, so that way I don't realize how long the mascara is actually taking to dry, I'm for it. So this is L'Oreal Telescopic. If you guys have any mascara recommendations that you love, let me know. My lashes are very straight. It kind of takes a lot for them to stay curled. They typically don't even stay curled, I'm not gonna lie, unless I use a waterproof mascara, but I usually don't like wearing waterproof mascaras because at the end of the night, although I use a oil cleanser and I double cleanse, it's still so hard to get off my lashes and I feel like it pulls my lashes out. Maybe it's all my head. This palette, I'm not sure what color I want to go into. Maybe this one right here, Slice Slice Baby. It looks very light, but I want to see what it's giving. I have to be super careful since my mascara is drying. I can't really blend as aggressively as I normally do. And I kind of have to look down in the mirror so that way the bristles don't get caught on the wet mascara. Okay. So that was pretty warm. We're gonna take another palette. This is from Natasha Denona. And I know for a fact the shade Vin, right there, dead in the center, is a super neutral brown shade. Like it's almost leaning cool tone, which is nice because typically when I go too warm on my eyeshadow, like I just did now, I'll take the shade Vin on a small blending brush. This is the Morphe M506 brush. I love it. It literally is a tiny blending brush, and then I'll go right in, like, can you guys see the socket? The socket in the outer corner, almost right where that winged liner meets. Back in with the first blending brush, literally nothing left, like no product or anything left on it, just kind of using it to diffuse the edges. Especially since we carved out our brows, I like to use the tip of the bristles to kind of blend the eyeshadow into the concealer because it is still wet. We are going to take the Monsieur Big from Lancome. This is one of my favorite mascaras. It's a bit expensive, but it's really worth the price if you guys like thick lashes. And I'm really going to go in and try to thicken these up. And with this mascara, I like to start at the root and wiggle up. And if you guys have a blow dryer, even better, because I like to take it on a very low setting, okay, not a high setting, but a very low setting, and hold it underneath my eye, look down, and it kind of blows my eyelashes up and holds them in place. So anyways, we're gonna let this dry down a bit, and you guys can see I have some mascara on my eyelid. That was from earlier. You guys know this trick by now, I'm sure, but you want to let it fully dry. And of course it's not working. We also have this palette right here from Makeup Revolution. This is very obviously supposed to be a dupe for the Patrick Ta palette. I did try to use it yesterday. It's okay, but the eyeshadows are not very pigmented at all. I feel like aesthetically it looks very similar, but in terms of formulation, it's not my favorite. So that's why we're kind of going in with the Too Faced one and Natasha Denona. This is in the shade number 2, so it's not super brightening, but I do need a little bit of something on my lid. This brush right here is so good. If you guys like to pack things on your lid, this is the Sigma E28 Detail Buffer. Actually, I wonder what this is technically supposed to be for. Like, is it supposed to be for something other than eyeshadow? I don't know. This is like the perfect bear paw brush though, and I love using it for specifically for packing like lid shadow on. Actually, the lashes that I picked up from Ulta yesterday, I usually wear Pompadour, which is really nice, but it's a bit more, it's definitely a lot thicker. So I want to do some shadow on the lower lash line too, just to kind of balance it out because I don't want to look too crazy. So we're gonna go in with Slice Slice Baby, I think in Applesauce, on the little Morphe M506 brush, and just go on the outer corner of my bottom lash line. I'm not sure if I want to do mascara. I don't think I'm going to. Lip liner, we went in with the shade, I believe this is, it never says, but I believe it's Toasty. It's 525 from She Glam. Okay guys, that's the end of the video. I actually decided to put my hair up because honestly I feel like it just looks so much better with the top. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thought it was so fun to do a little bit more of like a fall inspired look with some new makeup. I hope you guys did your makeup with me, got ready with me. I love you guys so much. Make sure you guys look at yourself in the mirror today and tell yourself you're beautiful, because you are. If you have been pouring too much energy into other people, make sure you take it back and pour it into yourself, because trust me when I say you will not believe the things that get done when you start taking energy back and pouring it into yourself and doing things for yourself. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.